Hi guys, how are you doing? So today that is Thursday, so we have like a really important market data that is being announced, and along with that, a lot of trading activity that we can actually expect. So right in front of you, we would be discussing everything, and this would be a great opportunity. So at for the pound, we do have like a GDP that is coming for the pound. Along with that, for CHF, that is Swiss, we do have like a CPI coming. That is around 2:30 Eastern Standard Time, and along with that, 2 a.m. GDP, that is Eastern Standard Time, and at 8:30 a.m. that is Eastern Standard Time, we have like a core PPI coming, and along with that, at 8:30 we do have like retail sales data. So all of these would be creating an impact. It would be a wonderful time to specifically like take some trades out there, and there's a lot of activity that is right now happening in the market with the economic activities that are on the macro level. So GDP is the change in the total value of the goods and services produced by the economy. So it basically measures the economic health and primary gauge to the economic health. And so it's basically the goods and services that are produced totally in the economy. Along with that, we have discussed CPI is the change in the price of goods and services purchased by the consumers, because we did had like a USD CPI yesterday, and along with that, PPI is coming, and PPI is the change in the price of the finished goods and services sold by the producers. So it is a leading indicator for the consumer inflation. When the producers charge more for the goods and services, higher costs are usually passed on the consumers. So it's really in a sense that whenever the consumers are charging higher, so more higher products are passed to the consumers, and producers do get like a better price for the thing in in the case that they are producing, so they would be making more money. We do have as well as unemployment claims that are being announced, and as well as we have like a retail sales that changes the change in the total value of the sales at a retail level. So how much how much value of the sales has been like increased or decreased, and it is primary gauge for the consumer spending when they account for the majority for overall health of the economy. So this is like a general idea about each of the data that is coming. So each of these are actually representing the consumer and the producers, as well as the inflation in the economy. So really important data that is coming out, and we have to be like really careful, specifically like working. And if we jump onto the figures specifically for the GDP, so around about like the idea is that it will remain the same, and there's certain like preliminary GDP, because there are like two types of GDP data that is being announced. So two versions, that is preliminary and final, and the preliminary is earliest, and then we have the final GDP that is out there. So it is for the quarter, and that's for the monthly. Along with that, if we see the CPI, the CPI is negative. Seems like that could be that could be bad for the country, but it's like bad for the economy, but it is good for the country. So we have to like keep that in balance. Today the GDP for, sorry, the CPI for the United States, sorry, on Wednesday, you can see that the yearly CPI has been increased to 3%, and that has like impacted dollar really badly right now. And along with that, the retail sales data, not much changes out here. So in PPI we might expect a little bit of change right here. So we kind of like have to keep the eyes on an anomaly, but for the retail sales, there can be a substantial amount of changes that we can like visually see that the data is being really bad. That is forecasted. So this is what the economic outlook looks like today. So let's get started and jump into the analysis. So right here in front of you, you can see that the prices kind of like came back down. After that, prices pushed on the upper side and continuously pushed on the upper side, failed to break the high right here. Prices went down, took the liquidity out here, and when the liquidity was taken from this point, so as a result, you can see that prices dumped further down, and right now they're coming further down there. So there are certain like levels that are being uh, that I would be like visually looking at them, and that is number one, this level out here. We can get some kind of reaction up at this point. At this point, we can also get a reaction, and if the price continues to like go down there, so there might be a chance that prices can kind of like break this range and can further move on the downside. Although the dollar seems to be giving the or dollar seems to like take the impact right here, but let's see how the things actually happen when the prices kind of like goes further down, or how things look like. So the current scenario is that the prices are kind of like breaking on the downside. We saw a clear break right here. So any sort of like pullbacks can give us a move on the downside like that. So right here on USD CAD, we can see the similar impact, and the prices. We have been like discussing all that this was a bigger range, but now a smaller range has been like forming right here. And most important thing right here is that this is the range that we are looking at, and seems like each time the prices went up, took the liquidity out here from this point, and when the liquidity was taken, prices pushed on the downside, again pulled back to this zone, and then again pushing on the downside like that. So seems like the prices are in the continuation on the downside. So let's see how the things happen, because the candles that are being formed is not much favorable right now, but we did got a good reaction around this point, and after getting a reaction around this point, you can see right here, this is an engulfing that formed, kind of like a good breakout of this structure. And let's see how things specifically react around here and can give a further continuation, because this engulfing kind of like make much more sense now. We do have engulfings on the other side as well. You can see right here, this was an engulfing right here. This was an engulfing right here, but that kind of like sellers took over, and this was a good trade from this point when the prices went up and came back down. But there is more to it, so that would be like unfolded later on. I've placed my alert right here so that we can analyze that. USD CHF, it's like a difficult scenario in a sense that right here, if you see, this is the range. Price has pulled back around about like 78% here, and now kind of like rejecting around here. This could be another level that can actually be importance. So if we can get our hands on like in here, you see that This is a level right here that prices are kind of like moving towards that, but there is more to it. Secondly, we do have another important level right here. So let's see how things actually look like, because the idea is that the prices has been like in a severe bullish trend right here from this point, and each time like prices went up, now coming back, so we can't actually like 100% like think that the prices would be like breaking out if they are breaking out, because we need some kind of confirmation, because this is like a super bullish trend right here. You see the pullbacks aren't like that deep either, so it's kind of like a first time structure that we are looking at that might be like coming back to this level. So after that we need to actually design our trade specifically. If it kind of like breaks around here, pulls back around this point, or maybe to this order block right here, so then we can actually like see that the prices are turning around. It would be a bit early to enter here. USDJPY. So USDJPY is moving a bit opposite to the actual structure that we are looking in the dollar. Seems like yens has like been getting really weak right now, and we did got a good breakout at this point as well. So you see right here that this was a small pullback. Prices went out, pullback, moved on the upper side further, and right now it's like making this kind of zone around here, exact level to level right now. So, but the overall dollar is getting weaker, but here in yens, it's like yens are like super weak, and moving further to Euro USD. Euro USD has started giving us a good reversal on the upper side. Prices came back down, pushed back up, came back down, and I'm gonna mark this. So this is the kind of like the structure which we are looking at. We might be getting the reaction from certainly from this these zones. So this is like this is like the highest point. Last time prices went up, came pushed back down. So let's see how the reaction occurs around here. But overall, the situation would be that if you try to sell around here, it would be a difficult position to sell, because prices are in extreme bullish trend. You see like these candles, like continuously these candles pull back and like again moving on the upper side. So kind of like right now at a critical level. But let's see if it kind of like pushes on the upper side further to continue to reach this point. Mm, right here, if we kind of like take a trade with the momentum, so we can get like a good clear move on the upper side like that. But the lower part is quite kind of like quite small for the stop loss. So overall, it is like kind of like in super bullish trend. Euro GBP has taken the control out here and pushed on the upper side again back to that, as we discussed yesterday, that it is in like a specific range. Seems like it can actually push on the upper side. If we keep our stop loss up or down there, we can just like lock in this move. This is a good trade that we can actually look into for the further analysis. So I would be noting this trade down because Euro GBP is almost ready. Moving further to Euro Aussie, although we were looking at this downtrend that was like making small swings around here, price is like continuously pushing on the upper side. Most likely, like we would be getting a reaction around here because we can see that there is a good amount of range that was built up above here, and then prices pull back, continue on the downside further. This might act even as like an order block for pushing it downside, but if it kind of like breaks, the price would be pushing on the upper side. Euro NZD. Euro NZD is like a bad boy in a sense that it's like you see right here how the price is like pulled back and moved on the upper side, and it's like still going on the upper side. Most likely we would be breaking the let's see if we can actually like figure out the level. So most likely it can even continue further on the upper side, although with this is like a good range, but it's really important for like a dollar to specifically maintain this continuation move. The thing is that this has already extended a lot, so it kind of like makes sometimes things difficult to even pushing off the price forward. We do have like a double top right here as well, so prices might make these are like small equal lows that are out here, and so there might be certain kind of reactions out here on the upper level, but this is the clear zone out here. If the prices kind of like break out, let's look at it 1 hour. We are getting a good reaction at this point in euro, so if we kind of like keep our stop losses here, and like this could be a clear move on the upper side. I would like to look at it later on. And you see right here euro cad, although I was expecting a move on the downside, it could be a good potential opportunity because you see euro cad is basically has been in a downtrend, and if it gives a upper move, so the idea is, guys, that let me explain you. The idea is that if the price is like selling, so I want to take a continuation trade on the sell side, right? So if the price has been like pushing around here and kind of rejecting from that 100% level, that makes things really complicated because sometimes like the rejection it happens from that point, but it's like a half reaction, and then price again went back, and then again went back into the micro range, and then pull back. So if we kind of like catch a move that is only retracing back around like 50% or something, then we can get a structure. So because the trend is on the downside, and now it's like a first mover that we kind of like looking at, that prices are pushing on the upper side, so it kind of gets really difficult. I want to take a trade. If, for example, if I'm going to take a buy trade, I wouldn't be liking to take a trade above here, although it can push further high. But I want to look at a trade setup that is something like that, that actually like retraces back a little bit, not like totally on the on from the top, because when the things are on the top, it gets a bit complicated for my personally for me, that I kind of like see this example on Euro JPY, like prices has extended so much, and even like entering here for the further move, it gets really, it gets little problematic right here. So in that case, we do have like certain levels around here as well. So for example, this is a level you see right here. This is a level. Then we do have more levels around here. You see, this is a level. So there are like certain like levels, but it seems like prices has been like in a move of breaking everything out. So there's a lot of strength, a lot of sorry weakness in yens that we are kind of like encountering right now, and we have to actually like take the benefit from it. I want to see the point, like some order block or something that can actually aligns with it. Right here it seems like, so there are like certain levels that prices are pushing on the upper side, and your CHF you see right here, it has like surpassed even this level, and it's like around about on the top right now. So even the weekly structure right here, you see that is been like compromised right now. So I want to move that to further high, so that so right now like the prices has like a good chance of like going more further on the upper side. We can like certainly get a reaction. It won't be happening like in a straight line, but we can certainly get a reaction around that point, because there are like certain levels prices right now underneath this point. So we can like encounter in that from the previous range, but this is kind of like a healthy structure. So there are like certainly levels in there. This is the kind of a trade that is a bit complicated, although like we can see that it is bullish, but the way it is pushing, it's like on the top right now. So taking trades on the top sometimes get problematic as well, although like the bias would be bullish, but it might take much longer than our expectations. So we see we did got a reaction around this point, and right now it's like on the verge of breaking out from this level as well. Let's see how the prices specifically react. Secondly, on the higher time frame, we can see that this has been like in a trend structure. Prices pulled back, again pulled back, and the way it is moving, it's like super dangerous. This is like a good good structure in a sense that you can see that price is almost retraced around like 80 to 90% right in here from this range to that range. So the retracement is really big. The price is like kind of like moved really good right here, a small pullback. And again, the prices are pushing on the upper side. If the weakness comes around in this pair, there could be a good opportunity. It's really important for us to monitor right now. That how things actually look like in there. And if price kind of like breaks around like this level, and then prices would be getting into the range for this range, and prices can push on the upper side like that. But we need to like see for the weakness if the trend is on the downside. It's like similar structure. Prices are pushing on your GBP and ZD, GBP CAD. Not that strong trend right now, but prices are at a really important point right here. Let's see that how specifically if the prices break out, but if we can get a weakness around this point, prices can go down as well. So it's just the idea that how you look at the market, and we see right here it's a big break. Prices even might break on the further side. We do have another level right here. So why this level is important, that you see this was a breakout, failed breakout, prices came back. We see this reaction, we see this reaction around here, and then we saw this reaction. It seems like prices would break out further in the continuation on the upper side for yens. GBP-CHF is extreme pump on the upper side, and I just want to like tell you something really good, that I kind of like took my position on the sell side from this point. When the prices were like on the sell side structure, it formed a double top right here, and then I kind of like took a position for hoping that prices would be reaching here. This was the first target, and then on the downside further. But what ended up happening, that prices pumped up from there. My stop loss was right in there intact. So what happened, that my stop loss got triggered in that. And the idea is, the reason for telling you is that, for example, if you were like short, if I was like short from this point, this is the point where I took the sell position, but I kind of like got stopped out around there. And although the loss on the first time when you look at that, it's just like super painful, but it would have like literally given me a big loss if I would have like held this position after this point. And you see this move, and then a small pullback, and now it's even breaking the further structure. So it's really important to like place a healthy stop loss, so that you can actually, loss seems really bad at that time, but sometimes it really helps whenever your trade actually, stop loss really helps whenever your trade actually like closes out. And we cannot actually observe much of volatility in Aussie. You can see that although the price has been like making a bullish structure, but it's not like euro and yens, that prices are unable to specifically like break on the upper side. The structure seems to be a bit clumsy right here. It is specifically in this range, on the sideways range. So if there's like more to it. If we can get a weakness around here, and we can actually like get a bigger move on the downside if there's weakness. So whenever like the trend is like kind of on the upper side and prices start forming range, so most likely it continues like that. And similar structure can be observed right here, and this is the move. It might even break like that on the upper side. We have to be cautious about it. AUD and ZD is in a bullish structure. We can see right here that prices went high, failed to break, and now it's like kind of like reversing a little bit. But overall, the trend seems to be bullish. And AUD CAD, CAD is in the sideways range, not exactly super bullish. And Aussie Yen's similar structure. There are like certain levels up here as well. This is one important level out here where we can get a reaction. Most likely the prices would be would be reaching to that point. And guys, just give me a break. So it seems quite on the bullish side. Something these kind of like trades are sometimes yens are like non-reversible trades, and when market kind of like takes over and yens get weaker, they just like tends to give a bigger move. But sometime entering into these kind of moves can be a little difficult, and it needs really much planning. So there are like even like certain levels around here as well, where which we can see that AUTCHF, you see right here, we went up, we came back down, took this liquidity, and then prices pushing on the upper side. It's really important to see right now that if the prices continue on the upper side like that, but if it's kind of like started forming a range and then might on the push on the upper side and then come back down, and then can give us a weak structure, and then price can go down further. But it seems it tends to be like a good scenario. I want to like mark that level. We do have more levels around here. Let's see the source. although although the trend has been like in a bullish scenario, but the way this two candle retracement happened, and this two candle retracement, when this two candle retracement happened and this two candle retracement tried to like break the high, they couldn't. So although AUD is weaker, kind of like weaker, so we can get some potential opportunity from AUD in that sense, because AUD is not pushing like other pairs like yeah, pounds and euros. We can't see much of a push. AUD, sorry, NZD USD, it seems to be holding well right now. It's kind of like the structure that we can see that price has been like making small swings, and then it went on the downside. Further on the downside, even broke towards this level, reached to this order block around here, then gave us a reversal move around there. So this kind of like a structure is forming right now. So we have to like really observe it, that either this would even continue or kind of like get a breakout on the upper side. It's like, so this was like a test idea that I kind of like placed on my phone outside in order to see that either this is like a good move or not. But overall, right now, it, it, this trade isn't like executed, so that's fine. I think so, specifically when it comes to like CAD, the things can get short in all pairs. So CAD is getting the attention, yens are getting attention, a little bit of it. So we did got a reaction around this level. You see like prices came back down, pushed back up, held this level, and like moving on the upper side like that. And we do have certainly have this level as well right here. So if the prices kind of like break out on the upper side, we can get a straight move on the upper side like that. This could be a small scalp around this point, around like 50 to 60 pips move. It wouldn't be a scalp, but it can be a massive profitable move as well. But right now we have to like specifically wait, and secondly there is no wick in down there, so it's complicated. NZDCHF is giving us a massive move as well. The price is kind of like rejected around around here. We can see that the reaction actually happened. So most important thing is that you see that prices push on the upper side each time the prices are making the higher highs, and except at this point they kind of like failed to put, they failed to make a low right there. So it's the similar thing. So you see right here, it did got a reaction due to this order block. So most important thing is that, specifically in Swiss, prices are unable to make the higher highs. So, and we do have like a CPI for Swiss as well, so there might be certainly some kind of good amount of volatility that can exist. So these are the like certain levels that if CAD GPY, and we can see that we got a good pullback right here. We got a good pullback right here, and this all around about happened around at this point. This is the pullback level, and this was like the level, and this is another level, a small pullback, but certainly there are like the thing that is kind of like making me a bit hesitant right now to not enter is that it seems like the prices are like really overextended when it comes to yen. CAD CHF right here is giving us a reaction. It gave us a reaction around this point, around this level. You see this is an exact pullback to the level, and price is pushed back, and right now it's unable to break, but still it's bullish. The bias is really important, guys, because the bias is something that kind of like tells you that what would be the dimension. And GBP CHF, CHF JPY, we did got a good breakout on the upper side, and after that we did saw a reaction around here. I want to remove this level. So this is the kind of a reaction which we got, a small pullback after this move, and prices are still in the continuation phase. We can look for like certain levels that price can like actually hold around that point. And let's see how the prices would be reacting around this point. We do have like a small order block right here, but still like the momentum is so intensely bullish that things are difficult to say. So guys, that's it. Before I leave, I can just show you one trade. I kind of like took it on the Mexican dollar, and let's not discuss it right here. I can show you at some other chart, but just wait. So you can see right here that I took a screenshot. This was the trade that was taken on Mexican dollar, and the position that I kind of like took the position around there. Kind of like took the position around here, small pullback, and then prices came back down. Again went up, and it gave me a good move around here. I kind of like locked my profit here. This was the first profit target, and still the $75 were running after closing it, because the trade size was like a little bigger than that. So see, now I'm just aiming for this point. Firstly, I'm aiming for this point. So if the prices kind of like reach here, I would be like locking in the profit. Sorry, I'm aiming for this point, and this is the point where the price is kind of like reached. So it went further on the, it might go further on the downside, although we are getting a retracement around here. But we kind of like don't discuss this pair here on the stream because it's a minor pair. So overall, our dollar is giving us a good move on the downside. So let's see how things look, specifically when with the PPI. Thank you guys. Have a great day. Thank you.